165 bosses. Yeah, same intro, I know. Of this 165 bosses, 75 are unique, that's less than half, and only 35 of the bosses have no copies or variations. In the boss list, that is. Can you guess what those bosses are? Sir Gideon Ofnir, Radan, Melania, Patches, Balls, Guardian Golem, Soldier of Godric, Gary from the Necromancy department, Wormface, Esgar from the Bloodflame department, and Runebear. Yeah. Today, Kilroy is here to be a complete FromSoft shield. Everyone complains that the multiple copy-pasted bosses in Elden Ring are illogical, irrational, etc. They say these multiples ruin the enjoyment and it doesn't make sense lore-wise, or that FromSoft pull the lore out of their asses. Well, today, I'm going to show you how these copy-pasted bosses are justifiable and enjoyable. So let's just get started. Farum Azula is a dangerous place, and the beastmen have to do their jobs 24/7. So can you blame one if they want to get out and explore the lands between? And if one can get out, so can 3 beastmen. Besides, they're excellently well placed, way before we encounter them in Farum Azula. Elemer of the Briar is basically invading you, even though there is no red aura. Now imagine you are a hunter yourself. Would you exert the same strength when you are fighting in grasslands or on a mountaintop? No, that is the case here. That's why Elemer's bell-bearing hunter personas have different strength in different places. And the Dragon Barrow Hunter is stronger than Elemer because, look, at the Shaded Castle, Elemer is at his home basically. He's not at full alert. But in Caelid, he's actively hunting in an area filled with these monstrous dogs and crows, so why would he not be pushing past his limits? And as for why these hunters still keep appearing after Elemer's death, a cursed wanderlust? Even after death, he can't quench his thirst for hunting. There are of course multiple Black Knife assassins. They all look the same and act the same because, well, they are from the same place, duh. Specifically, they are all Newmen, same as Marika by the way. And after the night, they spread all across the lands between, so it makes sense that we find them literally everywhere. There's a reason bloodhounds come in a pack. Wait, do they? Whatever, what I'm trying to say is there are multiple of them. Their whole race is termed as bloodhounds after all. Without the exception of Darrywill, bloodhound knights are fiercely loyal, staying beside the master's corpse sometimes. Like this one, guarding the subscribe button. If you want random gaming videos like this, focusing on lore especially, then this channel is for you. Plus I do rankings from time to time as well. Though this whole month is gonna be about Elden Ring, but after maybe 4 or 5 videos I'll talk about many other games as well. We're almost edging to 150 subs, so let's target 200 and let's get to it by the time the Elden Ring DLC fever comes down, alright? And a huge thanks to those who are all subscribed. The love I have for you guys cannot be expressed through words. Crucible Knights are basically the cavalry of Godfrey. You think Godfrey would only employ one soldier? No, he employed a whole company. And those are the Crucible Knights. After Godfrey was forced to leave the lands for a unpaid vacation, each Crucible Knight went their own ways. That is why they're all scattered. Deathbirds and Deathrite Birds are all offspring of the Twin Bird, an outer god's envoy. Do you know how many children Marika had? So why can't the Twin Bird have like 8 children? But who knew giving birth to eldritch horrors would be so repetitive? Demi-humans have different tribes living in different areas and different queens lead these tribes. That's why we fight 3 demi-human queens. And go try to tell queens in real life that they'll look the same. Go on. The modern dragons are well, they look and operate the same way, but they do have enough differing lore and of course have different elemental attacks. You really can't complain here. Erdtree burial watchdogs are like golems. They are mass-produced constructs. You can probably find one in your local catacomb. At least they come in different shapes and elements. Godric and Godfrey. Again, do you think Marika only had the children we fight? No, she had a lot more. And one of those descendants with Godfrey is Godric, and so is Godfrey. What, you don't have that cousin who looks exactly the same as you, talks exactly the same as you, and has the same hobbies of grafting as you? A Colosseum in its lifetime has hundreds, if not thousands of gladiators. And the Colosseums in the lands between must have been rough considering the place they are in. So multiple gladiators being excommunicated isn't all that surprising. Mad pumpkinheads are also former gladiators, and the same can be applied here. These pumpkinheads are not out of their own volition, by the way. They are made to wear them. So whoever decided to use them this way just had a pumpkin fetish, I guess. Like Crucible Knights, the Knights Cavalry is a company working for Margit. And they are a nod to the Nazgul, so there are obviously 10? 10? Why? Why? Huh? Why did you make 10 of them? What the actual... There are 2 Stone Digger Troll bosses. Look, who cares? I've never seen anyone talk about Stone Digger Trolls. Even Gary from the Necromancy department gets talked about. Tabia Mariners are sort of like Knight Commanders of those who live in death. But it seems just having a boat. No, it's the only criteria of qualifying to be a leader. And there happen to be 4 dudes having a boat. Do not be fooled by their imposing golden armor. The Tree Sentinels are as unique as a squad of Royal Guards. The Royal in question being the Erdtree. The Erdtree employs a whole platoon of them, and they stay scattered to kill anyone who wishes to harm the Erdtree. The Erdtree avatars are the living testament to the Erdtree's wholly repetitive nature. No, look, it's directly stated that the Erdtree probably mass produces these guys on an assembly line deep within its roots. The lore surrounding the ulcerated tree spirits is completely shrouded in mystery. However, considering their probable connection to the Erdtree, it's safe to assume they share a similar repetitive mentality with the Erdtree avatars. Maybe being a colossal, angry tree, and in this case being ulcerated as well, isn't exactly a sign of individuality. The warriors from Zamor who battled against their mortal rivals, the giants of the mountaintops, are all called heroes. Every single one of them, why I do not know, but that's why we can find multiple ancient heroes of Zamor. In the lands between, a special type of insect resides exclusively in catacombs. Maybe they didn't spread because why would they need to? The catacombs are full of food. And they probably had a field day whenever a gravekeeper was stationed there. And that's how multiple cemetery shades were born. Now, how did the exact same insects are in different catacombs when they are not physically connected? Are you a biologist? No? Then shut up. The misbegotten are a whole race, so explains the numbers. Look, irony aside for once, I think this is how multiple or copy-pasted bosses should have been handled. Each misbegotten encounter is completely unique, but only thematically and lore-wise. The designs don't change nor do their gameplay by that much, yet people do not complain about them. Miranda is also a race. The 2 bosses encountered are special lore-wise, so it is regrettable that their gameplay and design are not unique. The Blighted Bloom has a cutlaw that says it is the first of its kind, and the one in the Perfumer's Grotto is possibly the main source of the Perfumer's stuff. I think that's sufficient enough. You remember the Alabaster Lords you sometimes fought? Well, Onyx Lords are superior to them. That's why there are only 2 of them. You should be grateful that there are not more. Cleanrot Knights are legendary and there are not very many left. That's why each encounter does carry weight. Plus, you get the commander as well. Sometimes. The use of different weapons by the Crystallians make them behave very differently. Especially the ring blade counterpart, when that weapon itself is not available for use. Remember how your character's eyes went a little scaly after dipping the dragon communion pool? Well, imagine the fellows who took a full body dive. The existence of multiple magma worms, including a troll worm, becomes a lot less surprising when you consider the abundancy of unregulated draconic power-ups. And if the dragons themselves look and operate the same way, why won't magma worms? The omen killers might look like they're churned out of the same factory, but there's a reason for the uniformity. These warriors all strive to emulate Rollo, the first omen killer. His methods and attire became the gold standard for omen eradication, resulting in a generation of copycat hunters. Red wolves are a symbol of strength and ability, so the all-powerful of the lands between kept them as pets, like both Radagon and the champion. The spectral version uses magic and the Halictree version uses holy. What more do you need? Okay, so maybe the spirit color snails that summon Crucible Knights and Godskins are in the epitome of originality. But hey, at least they have a bit of variety in the spectral summoning roster. Commander O'Neill and Commander Niall might be actually related. A father-son relationship? Probably. That would explain their similar garb and physical features. Besides, their gameplay is quite different. Honestly, it's not right to call these two copy-paste. Radahn couldn't keep all the stars at bay. Multiple stars had fallen under his brain-rotted watch. 3 of them are encountered in the larva stage, and hey, the full-grown version looks different and has more attacks. In their homeworld, Astals might be simply overgrown space bugs. Who knows? That's why is it really surprising that 2 full-grown Astals can be found? And if you really want to complain about the multiple falling star base or malformed stars or Astals, blame Radahn. Much like the watchdogs and golems, the gargoyles are also mass-produced warriors. Malekith just ordered 2 of them and gave them a death-based touch. Godskin apostles are lower ranked than nobles, so there are 2 apostle fights and 1 noble fight. And the Godskin duel. They might have developed a mortal connection through personal devotion. Who are we to judge? And they are placed there to showcase the excellent chemistry among the Godskin cultists. I cannot do this. Fuck Godskin duel. Even though revered by the followers, the ancestor spirits are not that special. It's just that becoming one takes a whole lot of time. The regal version might have been an animal king or just is more ancient than the normal ancestor spirit. The followers worship both spirits the same way. They have no way of knowing which is regal or not. That's why they both have the exact same mechanism to meet with them. Dragonkin soldiers are like the special unit of eternal cities. Well, more like where because they are all dead. Sure, they all share a similar skeletal visage, but hey, when your entire squad gets wiped out and all of you are resurrected, half-rotted, a bit of uniformity is inevitable. Plus, the Noxtella version can use frost lightning. Mimic tears are also mass-produced constructs by the Eternal Cities this time. They're placed so far away from each other, the fights will never be the same. Morgoth clearly has a talent for illusion magic. His recreation of his fearsome father, Godfrey as a golden phantom, is a nice touch. It's a testament to his respect for his father's legacy, even if it can't quite capture the full fury of the real Horalu. Hey, at least the effort is there, right? Surmog is a tricky one. The Lord of Blood's swear-dwelling form might be an illusion by Morgoth, intended to guard the flame of frenzy. Or perhaps it's an illusion by the real Morg, overconfident that a simple illusion would fool his brother. Given Morg's ambitious personality, the latter seems more likely, because if Morgoth knew that Morg was gone, I doubt he would leave the 3 fingers just to an illusion, however strong it may be. That's it for today. Let me know your bullshit logic explaining the multiple copy-pasted bosses in Elden Ring. It's really my only gripe with the game. That's why it's not a perfect 10 in my eyes, but I do understand the process from a technical point. In fact, copy-pasted bosses can work excellently, like the misbegottens or the commanders. Anyways, next up will be the part 2 to the enemy explaining video. We'll include the DLC enemies as well, so stay tuned by subscribing and hitting the bell. If you like the video, well, drop a like as well. And if you want a fixing type of video like the one I did here with Dark Souls 2, let me know. Thanks for watching and have a good day.